Hello, this is Lab 6 Part 1 of Custom Q&A Chatbot using OpenAI. So the basic agenda of this Part 1 of the assignment is to leverage the OpenAI large language model, and we are just feeding our custom PDFs. So the OpenAI model gets trained on our custom PDFs, and we can chat with our PDFs and extract whatever the text and content that we want. And we have done this on command line interface on Ubuntu, and let me just show you the implementation followed by the explanation of the code. So we have the ADS cookbook.pdf file and the app.py file, which is our main function. And now if we run this, it first asks to enter the number of PDF files you want to process, and it is 1, as we have here 1. And we have to give the path to our PDF, which is we enter the path. It will ask us the questions. So we have the exit wants to end our conversation. So what we ask what is the document about. The bot replies that document is about amplified design and development. It provides a simple procedure for designers to run and understand, implement in order to get good amplifiers, which I said. So if we can see here, this is the ADS cookbook, which is basically advanced design system, which deals with the same as replied by our chatbot. And now let me just scroll the content that we have. So we can see that it getting started with ADS, tuning and optimization, design of RMF. Like these are the basic table of contents that we already have. Getting started, tuning and optimization, RF system design. So now I'll ask what is tuning and optimization. So here it refers as the term tuning and optimization refers to the process of adjusting the component value in a circuit. So it gave the tuning and optimization in reference to the document that we have provided, and this is the summary of it. And now I can just click exit to end the conversation. So this is how we implemented the simple custom Q&A chatbot with the Ubuntu command line interface, and the teammates will explain the code.
Okay, so to start with our main driving function, we will be using .env to store our API key, and then we would be asking the user, as you saw, that to enter the number of PDF files that you want to process. So we had 1 PDF as of now, and then we process that, and from them we will be giving the path of the PDF files and also getting the context of the PDF. So to get the context of the PDF, we will be calling a function get PDF text. And then once we got the context, we will be creating the chunks of that text content. And then we will be storing it in our vector store. So once we got the text data in the vector storage, we would be getting the conversation chain. So after getting the conversation chain, we will be asking user to whether you want to exit the program or you want to ask questions. So we have also implemented handle user input. So if a person if a person is asking the question, so this logic will let us go back and forth. So once we type a question, the chatbot will give us an answer, and to give us an answer, the function will use the response that he got, and it will also use the chat history from the response, and then it will provide the message. And we have used this modulus function to implement the back and forth nature of the chatbot. So to get into the depth of all of these functions, we'll go one by one and explain how we are implementing these functions and how the basic pipeline of the chatbot works.
So now I'm going to tell you about 3 functions that we have implemented in this assignment. First is the extraction of text from the PDF documents. For that, we have used the library PyPDF2 library. Now here we will loop around each of the PDFs provided by the user. We will also read the contents of the page using the PDF reader and extract the text from the PDF and store it. And once we extract all the text information from the PDF, we're going to store it in a large string. So the function that we've written for that is this, get PDF text. After that, once we get the text data from the PDF into a large string, we will split it into chunks. For that, we are using the library character text splitter from LangChain to do this process. And we are setting few parameters before that, that is 500 characters as a chunk size and overlap of 100 characters. Now the function that we've written for that is this.
You want the PDF?
Yeah. Okay. Next is once we get the text chunks, we have to convert that into embeddings. Embeddings are compact representations of text that capture the semantic meaning. So for that, we are using OpenAI embeddings to convert that. And then to store, we are using a Facebook AI similarity search vector store to store it. Then now this library is efficient, provides efficient similarity search and clustering of dense vectors. And to do this process, we've written the function get_vector store.
So after that, once we get the vector store by from the embeddings of the text, we would be getting the conversation chain. So to get the conversation chain, we would be using OpenAI's LLM model, and we would be using an instance of conversation buffer memory. So what this does is like it will create a chat history key. And in that key, we have also passed in that instance, we have also passed a parameter called return message true. So what it does, it will store the memory in the chat history key, and then we can retrieve the history whenever we want. So to implement that logic, we have another instant conversational retrieval chain. So here, what we do is we get the vector store, and using the similarity based on the context, we would be getting the top 4 responses from the history, and then we would be getting it into our conversation chain. So this conversation chain will be written back, and then, as I said, this conversation chain will have the history, and when the user asks question, you will have question. So now at the end, we will have a question and the history. So then we would be again going back to the logic of having back and forth a conversation from the chatbot and the user. So here we will be using the response from the conversation and getting the chat history, and from that we will be displaying it to the user, and same way the back and forth of user and chatbot can talk using the chat history that is present in the conversation.
And this is how we implemented the custom Q&A chatbot part 1. And we'll be implementing Hugging Face and open source models in the part 2. Thank you.